NBA teams, including the Lakers, a member of two of their championship clubs, was an assistant under Doc Rivers with both the Celtics and the Clippers, and he was the defensive coach for David Blatt in Cleveland. As we get underway second quarter, John Wall saw the opening.
You know, Mark, many people wonder how could he get the head coaching job in the All-Star game after only winning that amount of games, but the coaching staff, particularly the scouting and the assistant coaches on every coaching staff, are very important. So he was there with all those games with Coach Blatt, with LeBron and this team. He focused and struggled with them. As you see, the focus and struggle of Aldridge on that layup. But though it is in difficult circumstances, he is deserving, being that he was a member of the coaching staff.
There was the thought at one point that Luke Walton might have gotten the nod as Klay Thompson is able to hit the three from the right-hand corner because he had filled in for Steve Kerr and had the best record in the NBA. But if you coached the All-Star game the previous year, DeRozan is able to knock it down. As Steve Kerr did, the rule is, well, it has to be the second best team.
And Luke Walton was on that staff, so therefore he was a part of it, and that's why it has been trumped to Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs for the West.
In that first quarter, the West shot 19 for 35, 54%. They were 1 for 14 from beyond the three-point line, and the East 18 of 36, 7 of 16 from the line. Andre Drummond of the Pistons has come on for the first time as John Wall is able to hit. Al Horford is the reversed by Anthony Davis, who is having the time of his life in this first half.
Talk about a freak of nature, so athletic at his size to be able to run like a deer, jump like a gazelle, and really has improved that face-up game. Here's the pass to Davis, and that's so simple. I mean, that's like a walk in the park.
Come on, Reg.
Over the head.
High school point guard. I mean, he has the dribbling ability of a point guard. He can finish. And Reg, you and I came out the other day and looked at these 10-foot baskets and couldn't believe that at one time we were athletes. And when I see the athletic ability of these guys, I question whether we were athletes at times.
I question if I ever played this game against some of these guys.
This is Draymond Green of the Warriors, just came on, fires one cross court. And here is Wall. He has been on fire. John Wall with 9 points. That's a three-pointer for Wall. DeMarcus Cousins checking in for the West for the first time. Here's Paul checking if it's a three-point shot. It was, and he hits it. Pau Gasol of the Chicago Bulls on the floor. John Wall again, this time straight down the lane. Defense not a priority, as you can tell.
It's still early. You just want to keep it close to the fourth, and I think that's when the D and the strategy comes into play, Chris.
And there's all type of athletic ability. We usually see it with athletes jumping, but when you watch John Wall with the ball, his speed on the dribble is just amazing. It's almost like, or it is not almost like, he can dribble faster with the ball than some guys can run a dead sprint.
Foul committed by DeMarcus Cousins of the Sacramento Kings. So Gasol at the line for two shots, 81% free throw shooter. Kiyomori is the first non-apparel NBA partner to have their logo appear on an NBA All-Star Game jersey.
I'm going to ask both of you a question. And see, Webb, you can appreciate this. Obviously, we spend a lot of time in barbershops. So much goes on in there. I was getting my hair cut, and you know those young barbers, the ones that have the conspiracy theories, they always think something is going on. So this young cat goes by the name of Q. And Marv, we're going to need you on this because I want to come to you first. He swears the Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game never happened.
You know, there have been people who have said that as Lowry is able to knock it down because there's no footage. Right. There is a radio call. I've heard part of it. It took place in Hershey, Pennsylvania, back in March of 1962. Wilt hit 36 of 63 from the field. He was not a good free throw shooter. Here's Drummond on the follow, but he went 28 for 32 at the line that particular game. But It happened.
Thank you. Thank you.
It happened.
I played in Philadelphia, and I got to ask one of the great statisticians ever, Harvey Pollack, about that game, and he was actually there. And he told me that it happened. And so, you know, Reg, as you talk about that, and you were talking earlier, Reg, you said, who do you think, what was your question? Who do you think could score?
The young conspiracy theorists, they say that Kobe's 81, that's what this younger generation that we're seeing on full display today, they see Kobe's 81 as Wilt's 100. So I wanted to come to you.
Well, I can see that. I didn't think Harden able to knock down a three. I mean, in terms of present day
and they've
fans,
seen it. There's video of it.
Right. Well, I mean, that's like saying that George Washington exists? We have no video. I mean, did Abraham Lincoln exist? Come on.
Well, there's a joke there, but I'm not going to go there.
Okay. Trying to think what the joke is, but there's a timeout call. I have so much more about Wilt and his 100 points. We'll touch on it later. It is the 65th edition of the NBA All-Star Game. We are in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And on hand tonight, among those on hand, Spike Lee and Drake, who is considered the global ambassador for the Raptors. We'll talk about that ping pong matchup later. Von Miller of the Denver Broncos, Odell Beckham, the wide receiver for the New York Giants. The Tigers' Justin Verlander and his girlfriend, supermodel Kate Upton. Marv Albert, Chris Webber, Reggie Miller, David Aldridge, Craig Sager working the sideline. And while we have a moment, congratulations to David Aldridge, who along with Jay Billis of ESPN were named recipients of the Basketball Hall of Fame's Kurt Gowdy Award. They'll be honored along with the new Hall of Famers in September at the Hall in Springfield. So David, nice going.
And our own Shaquille O'Neal,
yes,
as a
Shaq
finalist.
Is a finalist.
Yes.
So Pau Gasol at the line. He was named to replace his teammate Jimmy Butler, who was here but was sidelined from the game because of a strained left knee. Now averaging 17 and 11 for Chicago Bulls team that has been hard hit by injury.
And speaking of conspiracies, you know, about the 100-point game, I love that Pau Gasol is here along with Cousins, along with Drummond, because the big man is not extinct. We need centers in this game, and I'm glad that we have the representation of Gasol, who's one of the best centers this game right now, and the other big guys. So great to see the big guys involved once again, Reggie. It's not just the three-point line.
Here you
make
go.
it. There you go. Big fellas make threes too, Reg.
Well, DeMarcus Cousins has been, for big man, prolific from downtown. He's hit 53 threes after making only 11 his first 5 seasons with Sacramento. Millsap is off. The tip missed by Drummond.
And for centers, that's second behind Myers Leonard, who has 65 for Portland.
Here's Kobe Bryant back on the floor, and once again gets the favorable hop.
Well, why not?
His first one rimmed, and it did drop, and this one off the front of the rim and then dropped through. Here's Lowry for James, shoots for 3, rebounded by Cousins. Bryant wide open. Oh, Drummond comes out to close and rebound. Fans booing as Drummond played defense against Bryant. Off balance shot by LeBron for 3. 9 points for LeBron James. Here's Steph Curry from downtown. Yes, what a season for Steph Curry. Leads the NBA in scoring, averaging just under 30 points per game, and for the most part, as Lowry comes up short, sits out in the fourth quarter. Lowry right back from downtown.
And that's why people are wondering, are this Warriors team going to go for that Chicago Bulls 72 record? You know, Curry has sat out 15 fourth quarters already.
Timeout is taken, just under 6 remaining in this first half. The East by 4. Has had a sensational season, and he has lost a lot of weight. DeMar DeRozan is a good buddy of Lowry's, and of course teammate with the Raptors of Kyle. Said that Kyle Lowry put in the work at the gym to lose weight, but of most importance, he stopped those late night runs to fast food establishments. DeRozan said Lowry would look to head out at 2 or 3 in the morning, and even if it meant trying to walk through the drive-thru, he'd be there. And he's controlling himself a little bit.
I'd say so. Dropping 15 pounds.
All right, here is Kobe going against LeBron one-on-one to the pump fake, the fadeaway, and comes up short. Lowry for James puts it off the board, and it's Drummond on the follow. Curry wide open for 3. Kept alive by Leonard and able to feed Cousins for the bucket.
You know, you talk about Lowry's dedication and his drive-through addiction, but these guys, that's when you make your improvement, is in the offseason. And as you see the oop right there from Lowry, we always know he had the game, but in the playoff series, if I'm a Toronto fan, I love it because I see the commitment to excellence by a point guard.
Leonard with a bucket, steal by Curry, and feeds his Warrior teammate Draymond Green. The East up 73-71. Here's Carmelo Anthony. So Carmelo from downtown.
Well, the Curry on that just shot it and started running down the other way.
And Leonard right back for the West. Carmelo Anthony with that 3. That's his first field goal.
And you got to start putting Kawhi Leonard in the MVP discussion.
Drummond uncontested. Andre Drummond in his very first All-Star game, averaging 15 rebounds, which leads the NBA. Lowry played by Cousins and fires for 3. Leonard, Cousins ahead of the field. DeMarcus Cousins, who is averaging 27 points. That's a career high. 4th in the NBA, plus 11 rebounds. Anthony now with 5 points. And a foul is called on Carmelo Anthony, making contact with Kobe Bryant. Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant back on the floor. Let's go to David Aldridge with Pau Gasol.
Hey, Pau, it's got to be something special for you to see your friend. He's your legitimate friend, Kobe Bryant, in his last All-Star game.
It's extremely special for me to be here and witness and be a part of this moment. Kobe's had an incredible career, and this is an event that he's just had so much fun in and dominated through the years. So great tribute to him.
He told us before the game, he told Craig Sager, he doesn't want anybody to do anything special for him to get MVP, but you think he wants MVP?
I'm sure he would love to. I'm sure he would love to. You know, he might. We'll see. We'll see if he can get it. You got to get a few more shots. He's not being overly aggressive so far, but he's doing a little bit of everything, and he's having fun.
Pal, thanks for your time. Appreciate it all.
Always, David. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Mark.
And we just saw the play of the game a moment ago for the East. The West right back. LeBron James now has 11. And Kawhi Leonard with that bucket now has 8 points. Pau Gasol, a key member of 2 Laker championship teams. 3 straight trips to the finals for Pau. 11 points now for Lowry. Here's Kobe. Wade pegs it ahead. James, George. That was intended. He thought Anthony was going to cut. Westbrook, he just steps away as Westbrook takes to the rim.
I love Westbrook is not trying to be pretty, or he's trying to be the first point guard to break a backboard, not just during the regular season, but in the All-Star game.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go in this first half. Curry has a 4-on-2, goes behind the back. Leonard, yes, that's a 3 for Kawhi, who last season had a career year. He has surpassed that this year. He's averaging 20 points to lead San Antonio. Shoots 50%. He's been hitting the three from 47. And it's put down by Leonard. George for three. Curry tried to go behind the back and lost it. Here's Wade. Clear lane along the baseline. See Curry just edge away.
Well, the last thing you want any of these players is to get hurt. So obviously they err on the side of caution when guys are going to the basket.
You also don't want anybody to make a poster on you and put you on some kid's wall because you're getting dunked on.
You know, LeBron James obviously has played for Coach K and Team USA, slapping the floor here against the Mamba, Kobe Bryant, and then the patent fadeaway against Carmelo. But how about Air LeBron with the alley-oop?
This is the hysteria aspect right here off the bench. Fans at home can share their video reactions using hashtag #LiveMossHysteria, hashtag contest. Well, the West with an 88-86 lead on the East with 1:15 left in the first half. This is a record for most combined points in a half in All-Star play. It's 174. The old record, 165 done on two occasions. Here's Bryant to the bucket. So Kobe with 10 points.
Or this could just be a regular half for the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
True.
Right?
Very true.
The old record set in 2015 and 2014. Fadeaway three attempted by Lowry. Durant to the cutting Curry. So it's 9 points for Curry. He has 1-3. George with a jam off the drive.
You know, Red, you think about the disappointing injury that George had. It's just wonderful to see him back at All-Star game, back playing at such a high level for the Indiana Pacers.
Paul George with 16 points off the steal. Look out, Westbrook. And a travel is called. Traveling violation. Here is LeBron. And it's a putback by Anthony. 11 seconds remaining in the half. 92-90 the West. Westbrook with a stutter step move. Steps back and fires. As Lowry got a piece of it to break it up. Little defense there, and Westbrook is upset or is pretending, you know, was that for real?